Is it true that young people get more STDs than any other group? Young people, like almost every culture, is up to 25 years of age. And we're going to look at that in the United States. Young people is up to 20. I would go like from 12 years old to 25 would be categorized as young. Of youth in the United States, but it's true in almost every culture, in Brazil, in Haiti, and in Argentina. Gee, we got all South America here. Where are you from?
United States.
Oh, you're right here at home, homegrown, good. But of 12 to 25-year-olds, 17% of the population, 48% of STDs. I bet you didn't know that. Up to 25 years of age. Out of 19 million STDs every year that's contacted just in the United States. Which same thing happens percentage-wise in China. Boy, that'd be a huge amount in China. China everywhere. Same percentage-wise, Brazil, whatever. Of teens, 13 to 19-year-olds, 3 million a year. Of 15 to 24-year-olds, 9.1 million. That's 50% of all STDs and only 17% of the population. 24,900 15 to 24-year-olds every day gets an STD. That's 1,039 an hour. I didn't break it down to the second, but a few just happened. Within 2 years of having sex for the first time, how many teenagers will get infected? Let me repeat that. Within 2 years of having sex for the first time, how many teens will get infected? 10%, 30%, 50%, 70%. 50%. In 2 years after first sexual experience. What percentage of sexually active teens will get an STD every year? 25%. Every year. That's not 4 years of high school. Every year of high school. How many sexually active teenagers are infected right now? Get 100 teenagers together who have ever had sex. How many are infected? 15%? 23%? 28%? Or 40%? What do you think? 40%. I'm a dad. I got 4 grandkids. I'm a grandfather. I so wanted to raise my children where they didn't have to face any of these consequences. And thank God, none of them have. None of them have, my 3 daughters and my son. Now, why are teens more susceptible to STDs? Why? I want to share with you, and I'm going to try to do it in a very frank and straightforward way, what a lot of people wouldn't share. And I'll probably get criticized for it. But I sure shared it with my daughters and my son. It's the way you were created. Your sexual areas. For young ladies. The cervical lining. In the cervical lining within a woman's private sexual areas, a young girl has a high amount of what's called columnar cells exposed throughout the entire cervix lining. As you grow older, these cells are layered over with squamous epithelium cells. Squamous epithelium cells. That they start to form layers. It's not completely done until you're 23, 27 years age. Now get that. Remember with the mind, same thing here. To your mid-20s, before the squamous epithelium cells totally encase and thicken in the cervix. Now, so what's the difference? The columnar cells are extremely receptive, over 80% more receptive to infections than squamous epithelium cells in an older person, 25 years old. And these cells, say when sexual intercourse takes place and a virus is planted in there, which happens a lot of times, these cells almost act like suction cups. And in factories that multiply. when you get about your mid-20s, it starts to harden. The cervix does, and it rejects the viruses then. Let me show you an illustration of this. Just what I want, some sand. Yeah, look at that, man. A friend of mine collected it for me. Let's say this is the squamous epithelium at about 25 years in age and up. The dirt is a virus. See that? Now, take this is a columnar cells that a teenager has, and not completely changed until about 25 with a virus. Ooh, that's what it does. That's why young people, especially young women, are way out of proportion on sexually transmitted disease. Of course, you can't tell them anything. They know everything. Like the Canadian teenagers, the Chinese teenagers, the Brazilian teenagers, the Haitian teenagers, the Argentine. Are you from Texas? Texan teenagers. But folks, that's the difference. That is why there's such a prevalence of sexually transmitted disease among young people. A teenager is 80% more likely to get an STD than somebody after 25 years of age. Whew. Now here's the key. Your mouth and your anus. Bet you never heard that on video. But your mouth and anus never changes from columnar cells. You hear me? And we'll see the tremendous devastation of that with oral sex, anal sex, whatever. It's devastating because they're always columnar. They're always like this.